KFWB.com. KFWB News Time 422.
Well, you just gotta have a little wine with that holiday meal. Even if you've already stuffed yourself with turkey and all the trimmings, well, there's always dinner for Christmas and New Year's this might come in handy for.
Well, for some nice tips on proper pairing with turkey and just about anything else you can think of, we spoke with Edgar Poureshagh. He's a sommelier and owner of 320 South Wine Lounge on La Brea.
You can't just have one wine. I mean, not if you're into the grape. What do you want to start with, and what do we want to think about?
The most important thing that we can get into when talking about Thanksgiving is not the turkey, because the turkey is relatively flavorless. I mean, what we're more interested in pairing wines to is what's the accoutrement, what goes with the turkey. So what's most interesting to me when I'm talking to my guests is finding out if things are more savory, more sweet, and you have to kind of keep that in mind. So people do want to start with sparkling, and that's just fine. I usually recommend starting with a sparkling that has a little bit more of a Pinot base than a Chardonnay base to kind of bring out the red fruit character of the cranberries and whatnot.
So maybe a rosé, huh? One of my favorites. Yeah,
sparkling rosé, and there's plenty of white champagnes and sparkling wines made from Pinot Noir. It's just that the color from the wine comes from skin contact. So if they press the grapes and the juice immediately is removed from the grapes, then they don't have any color.
Okay, you're making me thirsty. What are we going to go on from there?
From there, I'd recommend a little bit more of a robust white. I've been recommending Loire Valley Chenin Blancs because they have a slight touch of sweetness. Producers like Francois Chedin, they have a little bit of touch of sweetness, great acidity to cut through all the fat, but they have these beautiful kind of apple and peach and apricot flavors that go well with the Thanksgiving dinner table.
All right, so then we got the full-on entrees coming out. Are we going to switch to a little bit of a red, maybe not a heavy one?
Well, the best part about this is we definitely want to save the cabs and the zins for after dinner if you want a cab and a zin, if it's an absolute must. The idea of having a large dinner table is you have multiple people behind those tables. So serving just one wine might not be the best way to go. Some people do like whites. People can stay with a buttery Chardonnay, for instance, if they so choose, or a nice Burgundy. But if you want to go to reds, look for balance in the reds. So obviously everyone talks about Beaujolais and Beaujolais Nouveau. Those are great ways to go. If you go with a Beaujolais Cru Beaujolais, stick with the 2009 vintage. It's tasting beautifully right now. I'd also recommend staying domestic too. There's a winery in El Dorado County called Edmond St. John, and they make a beautiful Gamay Noir, and it's a great domestic representation of the Cru Beaujolais.
What about the Pinot Noir? That was probably a standby for turkey, I thought.
Yeah, no, the Pinot Noir is always a great go-to. Again, I would stick domestic. You want fruit-forward flavors, in my opinion, with the dinner table, unless you have very, very savory cooking style. If your palate is savory, of course, go with Burgundy. But if you're doing a lot of jams and the candied yams and the cranberry sauce and things like that, Carneros is a much better appellation. ZD's Pinot Noir has this beautiful cherry note. Or if you go up in Oregon, if you have a Penner Ash wine, has this beautiful kind of pomegranate and cranberry characteristic. Both are going to go great with the Thanksgiving dinner table.
Yeah, well, I like the advice. That, by the way, is Edgar Poureshagh. He is the sommelier and owner of 320 South Wine Lounge on La Brea. I've been there a couple of times. They have those little kiosks. You can buy the credit card and then put it in, and it racks up so you can taste everything.
Oh,
have you ever seen those?
No.
Oh, you've never seen one?
I need to hang out in wine stores with you.
Oh, yeah. we'll eat cheese and drink wine. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, you just take a little, you put a thing, you make your own selection. Nobody has to be around you, and you just taste whatever's there that looks good to you. And then you can buy a bottle based on that or not. But I like his suggestion, as I say, champagne goes with everything. So you can't, if you're going to a holiday party, bring some champagne.
Breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Oh, there you go. Well, I don't know about that breakfast thing.
You put orange juice in.
Oh, yes.